The Dawson family was excited for their vacation. James and Emily, along with their children, Noah and Sophie, were heading to a remote mountain lodge. They wanted peace, away from the noise of the city. The road was long and surrounded by thick trees. As they drove deeper into the forest, the GPS signal weakened. Suddenly, Sophie whispered, "Mommy, who's that man on the side of the road?" Emily turned to look, but there was no one there. Noah frowned. "I saw him too, he was standing by the trees." James laughed nervously. "Just shadows, kids. Nothing to worry about," but the uneasy feeling in the car didn't go away. When they arrived, the lodge looked abandoned. The air was strangely silent, no birds, no insects. As they unpacked, Sophie sat on the floor, staring at the dark hallway. "He's here," she whispered. Emily felt her heart race. "Who?" "The man from the road. He's watching us." That night, everything changed. Then, footsteps. James sat up beside her. "Did you hear that?" A loud bang came from Noah's room. They ran to him. He stood shaking in the corner. "He was here," Noah gasped, whispering in my ear. Emily turned toward the closet. The door was open. A slow, rattling breath came from the darkness inside. By sunrise, they packed their bags. As they drove away, Sophie waved at something outside the window. James felt a chill. "Who are you waving at?" Sophie smiled. "The man." James looked in the rearview mirror. A tall, dark figure stood on the lodge porch, and then the car radio crackled. A distorted voice whispered through the static, "You can't leave, you're already home." James pressed the gas pedal. The car sped through the winding road, but something was wrong. No matter how far they drove, the trees never ended. The road stretched ahead, endless. The sky stayed dark. Emily checked the GPS, no signal. James clenched the wheel. "This doesn't make sense." Then, Sophie whispered, "He's still behind us." James glanced at the rearview mirror. The man was there, standing in the middle of the road. His grin was wider now. The car radio crackled, a whisper echoed through the static. "Turn back." Emily's hands shook. She turned the volume down, but the whisper didn't stop. "Turn back, ... You can't leave." Noah covered his ears. "Make it stop." Suddenly, the headlights flickered. The car jerked to the side. James struggled for control. "Hold on." The car skidded, nearly hitting a tree. Then, everything went silent. Up ahead, a dim light glowed. A sign by the road read, "Welcome to Black Hollow." James frowned. This town wasn't on the map, but they had no choice. They had to stop. They rolled into town. The streets were empty. The houses were old. A single store had its lights on. A man stood outside, pale, still watching. Emily stepped out. "Excuse me, sir, can you help us?" The man smiled. A familiar, grinning smile. "You finally made it home."